Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Together, your hot destination for all things tabletop game, board game, card game, everything game, right here on WDTN+. My name is Ben Jetra, and I'm here happy to play, and we're not growing vines of wine alone.
Vines of wine.
Vines of wine. That's
Vines
how
of
it works.
grapes, I guess. And we're not
No, it
even
comes with
norm, and we're even we have even
super
more
not
than we
alone.
normally do. Yeah, we're
yeah.
super not alone. Today, joining us is our news director, Kim Allen.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go.
We invited Kim on because one, as you can see here, he's an active collector of
He's the whiskey
adult
to your
liquids. Yes.
I am a bourbon enthusiast. This is true.
Guinness World Record holder?
And my wife would probably say I have too many bottles at home. And so, yeah, that might be a possibility.
Okay, gotcha.
But we wanted to bring him on, one, to be able to enjoy a game that is within a theme he might enjoy, and two, just to kind of expand who we have in and show other members of our staff what it's like to play some board games and have fun.
We certainly had a bit of inspiration when we were crossing over with pole position. Like, we need to bring, it's called Game Together. Let's bring everybody in and game together with more of our crew.
So you're one show down, 9 to go. So
Yeah, exactly.
keep rolling people
And then
in
as
here.
shows keep getting added, we'll have to
Absolutely.
keep doing more.
Exactly.
Yes.
So welcome, Kim. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Joe, I have the board game here that you brought in for us
Yes.
to talk about. So why don't you introduce us to this?
So the game we were talking about is a game called Viticulture. It comes from Stonemaier Games. You might know famously the other game that comes from them is Wingspan and Wormspan and Finspan.
I didn't have the title in there. I'll figure it out. Something like that.
Viticulture
There we
is
go.
a themed game, obviously, about wine and wine making and wine growing. And it is also what's called a worker placement game. And you are quite literally placing workers onto the board.
Sartaj has a board. And
Yes.
Navio, and there's the board right there in Navio
You're
too.
placing workers. You have a limited supply of them,
Okay,
and they are
screen.
doing actions specific to where you put them. In this game, it is you're trying to grow your wine. As you can kind of see on Sartaj's screen there, and I'll bring it up better for you, you have your vineyard. The spots where you're going to grow your grapes, where you're going to smash them, where you're going to sell your wine, and then other spots where you're going to have a tasting room, you're going to do tours and all that fun stuff.
You don't have to wait to do tours, as we found out.
No,
Yeah, you can just do it immediately.
That was my strategy.
Even with an empty vineyard.
what I love about this game is there's so many fun different strategies amongst it, such as just going on tons of tour to try to make lots and lots of money and then spend it on doing things. Another strategy is just selling all of your fields and then somehow buying the grapes crushed and then turning it into wine.
Just cutting out the middleman, I guess, or being the middleman, maybe.
In the whiskey world, it's going through. Was it CPB or what's the
MPG and
MPG? Yeah, going through them.
Or Bardstown Bourbon Company in Kentucky. They do a lot of barreling for people and holding it there.
That's essentially what I would do, and it works in terms of points.
Joe was a big corporation from the start. He was selling fields. He was way
Very
ahead of
much
us.
so.
He
Yeah,
also had all the experience with this
true.
game, and
It's true.
we all just got the fresh plot from our parents. So we were like, "Oh, what do we do?"
Can I give you guys a fun little note? This is the
sure.
first time I've actually probably read the rules for the game. Every other time, the
We
first
learn by
time
doing.
the first time I ever played this game, I played it at ironically a drinking night.
Who'd have thought?
With some college friends called Games and Drinks. And we would usually play this game at like midnight, 1 a.m., which, as the three of you would probably seem to learn, that this game takes a while. So,
Yeah.
weird time
So
to
you'd
play it.
start then, and then end at what, 6 in the morning, or
No, we'd probably end like 1:30ish.
The game's
okay.
actually never finished.
Yeah,
It just
true.
keeps going.
the
But
grapes keep growing?
It's true.
They do.
in order to win the game, you have to get victory points. The most victory points wins. And to get those points, the most conventional way is to fulfill wine orders. And to fulfill wine orders, you have to, grow your wine.
Do the work.
Yeah,
That's
do the
true.
work.
Yep.
But doing so gets you other rewards. There's other cards in there. As you can see, there's like a green and a yellow and a purple and a blue card deck.
So, go ahead.
And at the beginning, you have to choose
Your parents.
your parents.
You get to choose your parents.
You-
They don't
Oh,
get
that's
to
my.
choose you.
That was my
This is the
dad.
only thing in real. This was the one you pulled? Wait,
No, my
was it?
dad. Yeah.
Oh,
Jerry.
look at that. Jerry.
I had Jerry, and then I think her name was Jane or something. It was another J
There was
name.
2 J's. For
Yeah, it
sure.
was two, it was two J's.
Because then I was going to be like Jimmy or something.
Yeah.
I
Unlike
only
in real
cared
life,
about the property. I didn't even pay attention to the name.
unlike in real life, you can choose your parents in this game. So
Yeah.
you have different options too. You have also
If that's something you've always wanted to do,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
could be your game.
who do we say that the back looked like, by the way?
Tom
Tom
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston.
Yeah,
Tom Hiddleston,
Loki,
that's right.
Loki, yeah.
Loki's there.
But yeah, you have like different ones, and then the one thing about it is that depending on who you start, that's sort of like a different start to the game. So,
Yes,
for
it's-
instance, Joe, can you explain? Because I'm
Yes.
What does
little-
Danielle give you?
Danielle. So Danielle, and it's like this for every mother, is you will get 2 of those workers, which is those silhouettes at the top. Those are the workers for your worker placement. And then the bottom are cards you would get from the get-go to kind of build your hand for working. Matthew here, your papa, you tells you how much money you start with in the game, along with your grande worker. Your grande worker is kind of like the bully who lets you do actions that are usually taken by other workers. So,
yeah.
Matthew, he's kind of poor. He only has $1, or in the game, because it's Italy, it's called a lira.
Ooh.
And then additionally, underneath him is a building you can start with, which would be on your board, or more money.
But here's someone that's rich.
Yes.
Oh, he's rich.
4
He's
or
rich.
lira and the grande, as always.
Mm-hmm.
But you could just start straight out with a victory point, or even more money. So,
Entitled.
Then just another example of
yes.
the mother you can choose and stuff. So
Tiru? I don't know how to say her name. Sorry, ma'am.
Rio?
Yeah.
She seems
she
nice.
starts automatically with grapes, so you can potentially get a head start on planting.
Oh, she's been doing this her whole life.
Exactly.
So when we were jumping into this, when we played, or at least when you were explaining some of it, and I saw the board and everything like that, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be like, this is not like the simple game.
No.
This is more like a.
No.
This is more like a. Okay, we want to sit down. We mention it every episode.
It's no Monopoly.
No, I was going to say it's more complex than Monopoly for sure.
It's incredibly complex. Viticulture
incredibly.
is... It's not incredibly.
It depends on. It
It's-
depends on your.
In board game world, it's a medium complexity. It's like a
Yes.
3.5 out of 5.
There's a lot of
I'd
management
agree with that.
and like planning too. You have to make
Yes.
sure that you have a good game plan once you understand the rules, which is when we were done playing. That's when we understood the rules. But one thing that I liked about it is that you started to plan ahead. Be like, okay, if he does this, then I should take this part of the board, or if he does this, I should put my bully worker into it.
Yes.
There's a lot of planning and stuff like that where you're managing your own vineyard and giving tours, and also getting more workers too.
Yes.
So my question is pointed for our guest,
Yes.
who is a manager. How did that translate? How did that kind of translate into playing the game when you were first learning? Okay, this is a resource I have to manage. Workers are something I have to manage. Like, how did that how did the game kind of come together? Did you find it easy to pick up? Did you find it like, oh, I'm still trying to figure this part that part out? Because you don't normally do a lot of board games, right?
Not like this, no.
Okay.
So, what I found interesting was, one, everybody's broke.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, yeah, everybody
like in
starts
real life.
somewhere.
yeah, so it's just like really trying to start a vineyard. You're going to be poor right up front. It's not for the weak. But I think I said to you a day or two after we did the practice run that it was clear that Joe had played before.
Yeah, sure.
Because we did 3 practice rounds, and by the third, he was crushing us.
Yeah, we were the grapes.
We were the proverbial grape in that scenario, because he had a lot of infrastructure already in place just by making some decisions up front. And so I lucked into the first play in round 1. And so it made sense to me to do a thing where I would get grapes. But after that, I had no money, and then you run out of workers pretty fast, and you have to keep some for the fall, which we didn't talk about the seasons, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's 2 seasons, the spring where you kind of get ready, and the fall where you do stuff. And so I had to save stuff back for the time when you do stuff. And so I didn't accomplish as much because maybe I took the wrong path, or, it is also luck of the draw.
There were 3 of us
Yeah.
that were kind of just shooting in the dark and hoping this was the path to go. But
Well,
yeah.
we were also joking, like every wine card I drew, you had to have buildings. Some of them
Yeah.
you don't.
Oh yeah, you
So
didn't
you
have
could
any
just
to start.
Yeah.
And I drew 2 of the same wine card, and so it's some luck of the draw in there. But in terms of understanding how to play, the rudimentary rules, got it right away. But the strategy piece of it, I could see, thinking back over Joe's moves, why it made sense that he went the way he went.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd have gone last in the draw, he wouldn't have been able to do that. And
Yeah.
so it's very much position. There's a lot of fortune in it up front, but if you know kind of the direction you want to go and what you need to get the infrastructure in place early, gives you a definite advantage. So if we were going to play it again, I'd think about some things differently.
For sure.
Yep. I'll slightly correct you. It's summer and winter.
Summer and winter.
Yeah.
Spring and fall.
Fall is when you get to draw the cards, and spring is that planning.
that's
Which
pretty
that
much
was part of an
turn
expansion.
order. Yes.
Yes.
There is an expansion that I have called Tuscany Edition that makes every single season one you play in versus where you just kind of draw cards.
Is there an Ohio edition that it's just winter and winter part 2?
All the
no,
cards are
not
snow.
yet.
Yeah,
that's just right
all
now.
snow.
That's
Do
just
we
right
grow
now.
grapes?
That's just right
Do we grow buckeyes?
You can grow grapes in
grow
Ohio.
buckeyes.
We could grow buck.
Ooh.
Oh man, trademark quick! Someone trademark this idea before this episode airs.
This is free
Buckeye
ideas.
culture.
Yeah. There are a number of wineries in Ohio,
There
including
are.
one in West Milton.
Yeah, there's quite a
That
few
make
wineries.
some pretty good wine.
Before we get to the end of our segment, I will bring up the fact of here is the website for Stonemaier Games. The Essential Edition off of their website, at least $50. It's a big game though, so that's my caveat. It's a big game.
That's not bad, actually.
But it's a game that I think the quality is there. It's evident,
yeah.
and I do love the art. I think the art's fantastic.
Like Kim was kind of mentioning, there's a lot of different tiers of strategy elements to it. So I see a lot of, and then also with luck of the draw elements, I give this game a lot of replayability.
Yes,
Because
super high replayability.
I don't think, even if you brought the same mindset of what you wanted to do to it, I don't see two games going the same way.
Yeah.
No, Monopoly, you mentioned Monopoly. Largely, that ends up being the same. Somebody ends up
Yeah.
getting the most money, then crushes everyone.
and you
Right,
end up hating
know.
them.
Yeah.
And that's all luck of the dice of where you land. So, yeah.
But it's very repeatable in what you do there. This, you're right, you could do it 30 different times, and depending on the draw, you could be really successful or really broke really fast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
To also add into it, there is the Tuscany edition, the one that I mentioned. This is a big expansion, so it's like I said, it's nearly half the price of the game, if not more. But
fair.
it adds a lot.
If you have the money.
They also just announced a new edition or a new expansion called Bordeaux. It adds, it seems like, a lot more stuff, such as more management of the economy. And yeah, it gets a lot more complex.
In case
from what
the
I've
game
read.
wasn't complex enough, if
gonna
you want
say.
it to be, there are
Have fun with
people that
that.
want the most complex game ever. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, if that's who you are, this is it.
But isn't the challenge in this particular game, as the further you get and there's more strategy, you drank more wine.
Yeah,
exactly. That is the
So
best
your
part.
decision making is going to get real reckless by roll 7.
Actually leads us into our second topic, which we will come back to right after the break.
Exactly.
Welcome back, everyone, to Game Together, where we have a variety of guests. Sometimes it's the governor, sometimes it's the professor, and sometimes it's the noble. Wanted to start off with this, just one more element of the game that we didn't mention in the last one, is that you can have a variety of visitors come to your vineyard. And this is just an example of 3 of them. So you could have like a noble come over looking at your vineyard. She's like, oh, my necklace costs 3 times the amount of this vineyard or something like that. And then the professor who's like, listen, little Johnny, I'm going to give you this vineyard one day. Or the governor, who just looks like he has to go to the bathroom.
He did kind of look like that.
Like look at that face. He's like, please stop talking. I need to go
he's
to the
like, I
bathroom."
really got to go, guys.
Look at that face. He's
That's
like,
the
"I
only
gotta
reason
go."
I took this tour.
Yeah, exactly. I took
the
this
rest
tour at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add in there. That was like Ben's strategy from the start of the game is I'm just going to have people go on tours,
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
which is why it was touring an empty vineyard.
It didn't, for my lower, there wasn't anything that stopped me from just making that, the game mechanic was just put worker here, get money.
Yeah.
But
Pretty much,
thematically, I'm giving a tour, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have anything in my vineyard yet, so I guess there's just a bunch of people walking around, and I'm just like used car salesman telling them like, you're not looking at an empty vineyard, you're looking at potential. You invest in this right now, you're gonna get, just give them a whole pitch, and then
It's-
as they walk through and see nothing.
It's art in imitating life, though. I did go to a distillery once that did not have its bourbon available, and so I was like, the only
like,
reason I went. Like, we have some limoncello, though. It's lovely. Would you like it? I'm like, fine, but no bourbon at the bourbon distillery. So it's
Dang.
these things happen. It's like no chicken at KFC.
Oh my god.
I'll start with asking, what do y'all think about this kind of theme? Especially the reason why I wanted to do this episode was it's the end of dry January, and I love how a lot of people are like, dry January, it's good for your health, blah, 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 blah. trying to be better.
Okay, yeah, downplay it, Joe.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it
On a
was.
rich tapestry.
I'm a man of moderation. Know your limits. But what do people think about this kind of themed game where you can enjoy wine or alcohol even if you don't drink? Asking the two people who don't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't drink, I'll add in to say that I feel like thematically with this, it just makes sense. Like
Yeah.
if I were someone who had enjoyed wine, 1,000% I'd want to be drinking wine while I played this, which is what you said that you kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it gives you a new perspective because one of the things I always mention is when I play video games. Did I mention that before? I think I mentioned.
play
that
video
before.
games?
I play video games.
Wow.
But it gives you a new perspective because in video games you see all the vineyards, how expansive they are. You see the process of wine. It's not just you add food coloring to water and then it's wine. No, it's much more than that. And you get to see like this gives you a good hint of like the process of everything. So it made me a little more appreciate in terms of like I don't drink, but still appreciate the way that wine is made and the way that people manage these vineyards. It gives a new perspective to it.
That's why Napa's a destination because of the way it looks. I mean, obviously the wine drives it, but the whole West Coast is full of places you just want to see and be in and get that feeling. And so, you know, the artwork on that's really gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the art
So
is
yeah.
great.
It does paint a definitive picture of how you're supposed to feel as you're playing.
Yeah.
And then buzzed if you just drink a lot of wine.
Yeah.
Which is basically what we wanted to turn around and ask now. So like things that pair well with board games. Obviously, in this instance, we're talking about wine because you're playing with a vineyard. But are there other like games and or other things that pair with playing games that you guys enjoy?
Yeah.
I have one up front that I wanted to talk about, which is just it kind of plays with drink, obviously, but it's food.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a game where like you could play any game with snacks. Like we had pizza when we were playing D&D because that's just classic.
That's the classic.
You shouldn't do anything different.
Yeah, and
but
pop.
like having snacks and that kind of stuff, I feel like is good. And if you wanted a game that we're not going to deep dive into this one, but I wanted to show this, and I didn't get a thing ready for Joe or anything. So
I want to point out, I feel very out of place right now. I'm looking at y'all. Y'all have quarter zip. You've
I just
got
have
at
a
least
hoodie.
You didn't
you've
get
got
the
hoodie,
memo?
but at least it's kind of that. And I'm just
It was an
wearing
email.
I'm wearing a work
We sent it to you
fine.
yesterday.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're a man of the people, a working man.
That's
Isn't it?
true.
Yeah.
I'm out in the
represent
vineyards
the
with the people.
That's right.
I'm not a grande worker. I'm a regular worker.
So, Joe, I don't know if you could pull me up real quick.
Yeah, of course.
I checked. I had this. This is like the ultimate board game for eating. with
Charcuterie the
snacks.
board game.
Oh,
Yes.
I would feel
yeah,
scared
yeah.
to play that game with snacks. I feel like I
Well-
would eat a snack.
No,
I'd
that's
eat-
what it
Or
is.
the game snacks.
So
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it's this one, but it might not be. But I know for a fact I've seen this. This because we did a story on this. Like I want to say 3 years ago, and at this point now. But it was a board game creator who made a game about a charcuterie board with a charcuterie board. So you like would go around. You would take your like meeple or whatever around the board, and then when you landed on spots, you would eat that snack.
Okay.
So
I like that.
So like snacks with board games works. If you wanted a thematic one, there's that.
If you want to do similar to that, you can do Sushi Go with sushi.
Yeah, Sushi Go. I've heard
Oh,
about
there you
that.
go. Yeah, exactly.
I'll add, there is a specific accessory you can get for this game. You can get the metal coins.
those
look
pair
at that.
those pair well with games.
They do. They are hefty, I'll tell you that. I'm not paying that $25. I'm cheap.
nah.
But
Can you use
I mean,
those
I do
metal
like the
coins
metal.
to
I mean-
buy something else.
Yeah, to
I
buy
mean-
the Tuscany expansion.
I mean, I would imagine that people would use coins like that for other board games because they are that nice metal.
No, you probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, as
Yeah.
long as it translated to whatever game mechanic there was.
Probably.
Sartaj, do you have anything that you like to pair when playing games?
Imagination.
Right.
That's very true.
What
Uh,
a nice
straight-
answer.
I mean-
Straight from Sesame Street
Exactly.
to your front door.
The only other thing is like just with like snacks and stuff, like the common Doritos, anything like that. But I don't know if we're talking about food or if we're
Are
talking
you a
about
Mountain Dew
I'm not
man?
limiting-
Do you do like Code Blue,
Okay.
Code Red?
So,
apparently. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this story.
Oh boy.
This is
well, the news director's right here. He'll let you
I'll
know.
get the
this is
censor
the
button
perfect time
ready.
to take a chance, man.
I don't drink, but my friends tell me the closest I ever been to getting drunk is by drinking Mountain Dew Code Red. It was only a
Okay.
one-time thing. So
That's interesting, actually.
Is that what too much sugar?
I guess it's just
a
Was
sugar
there like
high?
a placebo in there?
I don't know what it is, but every time I drink
placebo
Mountain
effect.
Dew Code Red, it's just I'm just all of a sudden, boom, Different guy.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And more proof that red die number 5.
It was the red dye. It's the red dye
number
number
5.
Yeah. But no, yeah. Food is usually the thing I always think of when it comes to pairing something with board games, other than imagination. It just goes well together because you're snacking while waiting for your turn and stuff like that.
Oh, true.
Do you have any
That
rules
happens.
when it comes to snacks or drinks for any of
yes.
y'all when it comes to board games
Nothing
or card
too-
games?
Nothing too greasy.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah,
nothing.
that's just
yeah.
gross.
That's
Nothing
just
with
gross.
grease. No Cheetos.
I've been
no
to-
Cheetos in my card games.
This is a horror story I'm about to tell right now. I've been to a convention where they had a place where you just play a bunch of board games. And the people, what I've seen them do, people were putting their hands in Doritos, coming out with the Dorito,
The cheese dust.
the dust, and putting them on the cards, and then returning the board game to the people. I'm like, this is madness. This is just madness. If we as a society cannot put rules and boundaries, then what are we?
I mean, I think no
He's
cheese.
right.
I think no Dorito dust on
Yeah.
cards is probably a good place to
Oh my-
start.
That's a
I
staple.
like just having a clean game.
Yeah. One of my friends actually has one of those like mini chopsticks where she puts her hand in the Dorito
Oh.
bag. Takes it
That's
out
what
like
my partner
I
does
forgot-
too. She'll eat her flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah. With like the mini, I forget what they're called. There's a
Chopsticks.
specific name. Just chopsticks. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Little grippers.
used to play cards with a group of people in my last TV market I was in. So not a board game, but we would play Texas Hold'em.
That
poker,
counts.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Great game.
That
We
counts.
talk card games.
And
here. Same thing.
you know, when we would do tournaments, we would always have the same things: red diamond sweet tea, no Milos, red diamond, M&M cookies,
Ooh,
That's a
my
good
favorite.
one. That's a good one.
and then but not like the ones you would get in the like the Oreo section, the one that the Publix bakery would make.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
So you would
yeah.
have those, and then we lived in a city that had an actual Krispy Kreme with the orange light that would go on,
Yeah.
and somebody would make like a Krispy Kreme run. And if it went late enough, somebody went and picked up Waffle House.
Ooh, wow.
I feel like
But
I need to
see,
go to your
that's-
game.
that's-
These
that-
game nights sound great.
That
Yeah.
violates all the grease rules, though. Waffle House violates every grease rule.
Oh,
It
Waffle
does.
House.
It really
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
I feel like with certain card games, like if you're just playing with a deck of cards, I think that's more okay because you can kind of just get more decks of cards
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. When
Oh yeah,
somebody's-
if it was just like traditional
when
playing
somebody
cards.
spills their scattered and covered all over the board, you just like
Yeah.
start again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you did that on the
Rip open.
Viticulture,
All right.
after a 7-hour Viticulture game, if somebody spilled scattered and covered, there'd be a fist fight.
Yeah.
$55 later.
I was
you
one
get a new
victory point
copy.
away. One victory point away.
Just one.
Now, I don't want to scare people too much because we keep saying like 7 hours, 10 hours. Viticulture does not take this long. I
does not.
swear.
It says
If you're
45
new-
minutes on the board.
It says 45 to 90 minutes.
Yeah, 45
Most
to
of my
90.
games are on that 90-minute side.
But that's because you know how to play.
Yeah, I would
We
say if you're
didn't know
playing
how
with
to play.
Very, very new people. You
As
probably,
with any board game or any card game or anything like that, the more people that don't know how to play that you add into the mix, you're adding like another 15 to 20 minutes.
yeah. So if you're playing that fresh, maybe a bottle of wine or two deep, it'll probably take like 2.5, 3 hours.
I'd like to add a third element besides food and drink of things that pair well with games.
Is it accessories for like putting your stuff in the game?
Those are a nice thing. And I figured that was kind of lumped in with like your coins, where you
Oh,
were talking
yeah.
about like accessories to go with the game. I was actually thinking atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
When you have the right game with like, you know, maybe like our Starship one or something that we played, the Artemis
Merchants of Andromeda?
Merchants of Andromeda. I was thinking of a completely different game.
Yeah, well, say, wait a
Merchants of
second.
Andromeda. If you know, we played it here, but if you were at home, you got some cool sci-fi lights or some like little playlist of something going
Yeah,
or
some
something like
music.
that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the game, that can really like, oh, you know, now I'm invested. Now I'm what's the word I want? Like in
Proper mood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yes.
Yeah,
essentially,
you got
yes.
it's the right vibe now.
Yes, exactly. It's you get
vibes.
the right vibe for it.
Winter's one of my favorite times to play board games because when you're snowed in like we are right now, what else do you have to do but time to play board games? Enjoy some cozy warm air, maybe get into some comfortable clothes, and then have some nice drink, whether it's hot cocoa or a hot toddy or whatever, maybe some good food like lasagna or meatloaf. Like that just seems so nice to me for a board game night.
Are you about to say the real board games are the friends we made along the way?
No, because you just said it.
He led you there.
Got me.
Yeah, he trapped you
Sartaj
into
is
that.
always saying the nice wholesome message at the very end of the episode.
That's
Yeah.
positive.
That's
Send us off on that, sir.
Yeah, exactly. The friends, or not the friends. The friends are the board games we made along
The
the
board
way.
games are the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, there we go. Put that on a T-shirt.
Perfect.
We'll get that
Now on
t-shirt
sale.
made, yeah.
Well, if there's anything else that you particularly like to pair with your games and you want to tell us, hit us up right down here, gametogether@wdtn.com. Hit us with your comments, requests, questions. Otherwise, I think, Kim, thank you again for joining us. We had
was
a
fun.
lovely
Thanks for
time
having
playing with you. And we will grow some more wines, some more friends, and we will see you next time. So
Just
farewell.
not Merlot.
Not Merlot.
Or
Or
Code Red.
Milo's, I guess.
Or Mountain Dew Code Red.
Darn right.